This is Dr. Cecily. Good evening and welcome to my channel, talking about fulfilling your destiny. Now, before I started to do this YouTube video on boundaries, but something came up, and this YouTube is going to be about boundaries. But I'm going to tell you about what I heard from a personal associate of mine, and I think that the body of Christ needs to beware. The person came as, well, it's a family friend, and they came with this thing called SouSou. They also call it family and friends. They call it gifting. They call it families coming together and friends helping each other. Now, really, I got to do some research on it, and I talked to another associate of mine, another friend of mine, and they were approached on yesterday, and this was the concept. I was to give $500, and then my return would be $4,500. But the catch is, you got to get 2 more people in line, and they got to have $500 ready, and then in turn, it goes on and on. Now, I want to show you this. Video right real quick, because this guy did this 20 years ago, and he explained it very clearly that this is a scam. And notice that it comes up during a time. It comes up during the time. Here he is, right here.
It ain't illegal, Brian, if my grandma want to give that to my aunt. It ain't. You're right. That ain't illegal. Brian, if I want to give 8 people $200, is my money. That's on me. You right. That ain't illegal. Your CPA tell you it ain't illegal. Your financial advisor tell you it ain't illegal. But let me tell you who'll tell you it ain't legal, Shay. The SEC. Did you ask them?
Now, this is the thing.
That's why these things only last.
Did you notice that not only did I get approached, but my friend got approached? And isn't it strange that they're coming up with this family and friends, and they're coming up with this under the guise that we're just sharing and gifting? But first of all, think about it. Number one, as I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was telling me about how he was approached. And he said, no, you have to be wise, and you have to set boundaries. Like he said, I don't care if it's my grandfather or my grandmother. And I told this associate of mine, because when he called me, I'm like, you know what, I think, are you my family, or, are you my friend or foe? Because first of all, when you're giving that money, it seems like it's innocent, but remember, you're getting profit back. Now, they're trying to put it under guise. Another one is eternal seed. Now, I believe in giving tithes, but right now, it seems like everybody needs to be trying to keep a roof over their head right now, okay? Let's use common sense and stock up for the next coronavirus episode, because it's supposed to get worse. Another wave is supposed to come, and you notice is a wave already in Texas, Florida, and in California. But listen, use common sense. I don't care if it's your grandmother, your sister, whatever, and they put it under the guise and blanket of, well, it's just sharing. No, it's not. By law, it's illegal, because this is the thing. You're putting, now, let me put it this way for people that go to church, okay? You go and you give an offering, right? You give, and I believe in tithing. I have tithed in many churches, okay? But at this point, I'm looking for my harvest, okay? Now, this is the thing. If I'm going to do something like that, I'm going to do it myself. Just get your family together and keep it within your family. But the whole concept of this SouSou, flower, or whatever you want to call it, it looks like a flat diagram. I'm not going to show you this too. It looks like a flat diagram. It doesn't look like a pyramid, but it's the same concept. Because what you're doing is you're building the flower, or the circle gets bigger. So what happens is that's money that's not going to the IRS. Now, like I told an associate of mine, I said, this is unethical. You need to stop before the IRS and the SEC be on you. Now, the thing about it, and the Federal Trade Commission, because remember, after a while, that money's going to grow. And when you go on that other guy's Let's go on YouTube and just look at the warning, all the warning videos about SouSou or whatever you want to call it. But it's a scam. And notice that they came right at a vulnerable time where people are we got 27 million people that is going to be with unemployed. 27 million, okay? And so what the enemy is doing is operating on your fear. So for you Christians, and for you that believe in, it's giving a gift. Well, when you give your money to church, I've never seen them give me no return back. Because you give unto God, so whatever you do unto the Lord. So if you're going to give your families a gift, give your family a gift. Don't if the point that you expect some money back, that's a scam right there. And you should see that. And that's why I'm on here doing this video today, because I was thinking about doing boundaries, when to say no. And the Lord had me hold on to it. Now I see why. Now, isn't it interesting? They wait just before the stimulus check. Sometimes you just got to use common sense. Just before the stimulus check, just before, people have lost their jobs. They closed down many more cities again. And they asking for some money. No, because you are going to be like, even with the eternal seed. I told my associate, I said, this is the same thing. You telling me to give, this was supposed to be 35. And it sounds good, eternal seed. But wait a minute. See, the thing is, I've already been planting for years. I planted in Bishop Ellis Church. I planted in the City Davis. I planted in the Hogan's Church. I planted in Pastor Vita's church. I'm planted in many churches for decades. I'm looking for my return. And I'm looking from God. And God said, don't be worried in well doing. Now, my associate, because I asked him when he called me, I said, are you my family or are you my friend or foe? Because I hate selling. When they say you have to go get a recruit. Now think about it. You put that $500 down. You got to get 2 more people within 1 week. See how the pressure is? It's the fear. I got to get 2 more people. So what the enemy is doing is getting you to get off trusting from God. Because what it is, you're operating in fear. And God said, whom you fear, you will serve. Now you're going to either serve mammon or you're going to serve God. I choose to serve God because I've been waiting here in the backside of the mountain of Georgia for a long time, waiting on Lord and doing the things I need to do, helping my niece, helping my sister, helping my mother, being a caregiver for her, and going to school. So why is I'm going to wait till everything seems like it's about to get crazy, which it is. And I'm about to talk about this National Day of Prayer too, because a lot of things are just common sense. And I want to read about... let me show you the diagram. Now, it's not like a pyramid. You know how the pyramid is. Money starts at the bottom and then it comes rise to the top. Well, the flower is, it just expands. But see, after so many dollars, that's supposed to be reported because somebody's going to get the money. And after a while, that money has to be taxed. Now, keep on playing, because guess who the devil going to come from? He don't come from the person that's dragging everybody else to hell and everybody else to be unethical. Because I'm saying to myself, I can't go to nobody at this time. I mean, I don't even have, see, people don't have a conscience. And because their God is greed. They don't care. We look at greed every day. We look at greed. Look at the movie Greed. People are still selling millions of dollars. They don't care if they steal your bed from under you. The Bible says it. That's how wicked people is. There's no way I can go to anybody at this time and ask them to invite them to put in $500. Are you for real? Not even $35. If anything, I tell you what you do. Take your money and just get your money, because this is a thing. Are you going to be asking family members to put some money in? No, what you need to do is, if anything, invest in something like toilet paper or paper towel. That's what you need to be investing in. So with that being said, yes, you can't fall for anything. You cannot get fearful, because who you fear, that's whom you serve. And I ain't gonna be long, because I got angry. Because I told him, this is unethical, this is illegal, and I'm not going to come down here in Georgia waiting for God, doing the right thing, and then put some money. And then he said, well, I don't care about Uncle Sam. IRS. I say, okay, I guess Al Capone, even though he was killing people and throwing them under the desert and chopping the head off and fingers and stuff, but they got him on IRS evasion, and then Wesley Snipes too. And do you think that you're going to go to a federal prisons, okay? Because it's a paid-to-play system. So I'm going to show you how the flower looks. See, this is how it looks. This is how the flower looks. If you can see it. It's like an open diagram. I don't know if you see it, but it's almost like, yeah, there it is. So it's flat, but guess what? That broadens out. So the person in the middle gets more money because you're branching out, and then your money grows as they invite more people. And so guess what? That's tax money that you are not disclosing to the government. And it's illegal and it's unethical. I don't care what they call it. Call it flower. Call it whatever you want to call it. So let me read you a couple of scriptures and I'm gonna be done. Oh, let me tell you about the National Day of Prayer. I heard somewhere a friend of mine, a minister of mine, Minister Augustine Fraser in Michigan. She told me that there's supposed to be a National Day of Prayer. Now, I also heard, I was listening to someone, but he was an Indian guy, and he was talking about his take on what God was doing, bringing judgment against United States, China, and I don't know, I forgot the other country, but they all three had high levels of high numbers of abortion. Now, you know, for years, United States, in terms of talking about our church sector, has been praying for America in terms of all the blood they shed, with abortions. And I get it. But wait a minute. Am I slow? Because when I last look at Portland, when I last look at the cities, when I last look globally, isn't there a protest on shedding blood of unarmed black men? So when you tell me there's a National Day of Prayer, I don't care what color you are. Of course, you're black, you're going to say something. But what if you white, Indian, of another race, and you're not mentioning the fact that we're getting slaughtered and have been slaughtered for over 400 years, and it was openly displayed on the real time for George Floyd when he was killed by that officer Chauvin? And you mean tell me you're going to mention the National Day of Prayer or Global Day of Prayer and not mention that they are killing us, killing black lives, innocent lives, openly on display? Okay, I got a problem with that. Apparently, you either the Ku Klux Klan, and I'm going to say it, or you with the white status quo, or you so concerned about your 401c3. That's why I'm not getting 401c3 for this ministry. No, I'm not going to get it because the government had took it to muzzle our churches. You know, ain't no much, a lot of churches came forward. Now, I know one church here, I think it's the Freedom Church here, they did help their parishioners on some money for health care and things. But really, on a large scale, most churches trying to keep their rental property, trying to keep their property and their rental property and keep their mortgages going on their buildings that's been empty. Okay? Now, with that being said, I'm going to leave that alone. So let's get back to boundaries because I'm going to read this. This is a good book about boundaries. You have to you got to either decide who you're going to serve because it's going to get worse. But like I told somebody, my girlfriend, Augustina, had mentioned something about, people were saying, this is Revelation. Somebody else said, boy, we're in Revelation. I believe it, but I don't believe this is the end time. Guess why? Because why would God bring down his son Jesus? Why would he wrap himself in flesh and come down in himself to save the world? Remember, by one man, Adam, we were doomed to death, to die eternally. And by one man, Jesus, and by him shedding his blood, we were with the acceptance in our heart and the confession in our mouth that we will live eternally. And of course, by our lives. So why will God have us go through all this and then we in Revelation and then we just don't take 666 and then we're going to heaven? No, but then what happened about he make us the head and not the tail? What happened that the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just? Because I told somebody, and I've said in all my videos, that the time is not yet. I've been down here praying for the $100 million plus. I started praying for a church for $multi-million plus, $100 million plus. So I started praying for myself. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. And a lot of times when God is doing things, it seems like everything is upset. Everything is going crazy. But the point is, we got to trust God. We can't give in to scams and wait all this long, because God is coming for you, woman of God, that's been in the backside of the mountain, that's been praying and believing for God like I have. And I know I'm not the only David. I'm not the only Joshua. I'm not the only one crying out for my destiny. I am not the only one. God said, I got some people not of this fold. It's in the Bible. So with that being said, you got to stand firm. Even when it looked like you're about to lose your house. Well, God said, what is the profit of man to win the whole world and lose his soul? No, I think if, and see, this is the thing. He said, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Yes, we got wars. We got COVID, global pandemic. Yes, we got them killing us, the black unarmed my brothers and sisters. Yes, they're even depriving the people in Portland. And I shout out to them, because these are white young people standing up for us, and white people and people of all races saying Black Lives Matters, and they see that their constitutional rights have been denied. How can you put somebody in an unarmed marked car? How can you put mace people and arrest people for a peaceful protest? See, because what the enemy did was, while he was killing us all along and keeping us oppressed, okay? Yes, you owe us reparation, because this country was built on us, on our back, on the black blood. It still is built on the blood of my black people. So yes, no. So we cannot stand still. And why they've been killing us, they've been taking the rights of other people and militarizing the police. So we got to pray. And there's no time to get weak kneed and jellyback fish. And I'm almost done, because I was angry. Because I told when he asked me, gave me this, I'm like, is he slow? I already said I didn't want to do the sue. I don't care if it's sue. I'm not going to hell for a sue. I'm not going to hell for a flower, a moon. I don't care what you want to call it. Because first of all, I'm going to tell you about how the government operate, because they always studying us. Look, they study us all the time. Look, go on the library. They didn't study everything. They didn't study how we're in PSTD. I guess so, because the only person we had to go to was God. We ain't had no counseling. We had to go to God like we doing now. So the thing is, y'all better not get in fear. Because God said, whom you fear, that's who you serve. And the devil gonna get you first. IRS will be at your door. Federal Trade Commission will be at your door. And SEC. And they'll find you to your third and fourth generations. They don't play. So I'm gonna say things about this. Now, this is the book called Boundaries. How to say yes, when to say no, and to take control of your life. This is by Dr. Henry Cloud and Dr. John Townsend. So this is on page 109. I'm gonna read this to you. Some people abandon or attack us for having boundaries. Yes, some people don't like the truth. But I told people, if you're gonna be with me, you're gonna get the truth. I'm not gonna dog you out. I'm gonna make you feel condemned. No, but I'm not gonna say yay is yay and no is no. If you're acting a fool, you're acting a fool. If you're in sin, you're in sin. If you ask me, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Some people abandon or attack us for having boundaries. Yes. Better to learn about their character and take steps to fix the problem than never to know. But not only that, are you willing to give in your moral, ethical, what is right for what is wrong, because your whole family is going to hell, because your own family is going, because you're going to have to pay for it, either in this life or not. God said every deed, every word, every thought, he's writing in the book. And I want my book to be like, my mind was on Jesus. My mind was saying no. So I don't care about losing friends, because I don't have that many anyway. And not that I'm not a good person, not that I'm a nice person, but I see people they see you're energetic, they see that you focus, they see that you got some desires, you got some dreams, you got some awareness, you got some boundaries, some ethics. Look, if you want to go to hell, go by yourself. All right? And I'm talking about anybody. If you want to be unethical, don't be taking anybody else. But that susu or whatever it is, moon, a bird, whatever it is, it will go take you right to hell, because you are taking money and you are hiding it from the government, and you are committing a crime. All right? So setting limits has to do with telling the truth. The Bible clearly distinguishes between those who love truth and those who don't. There are some people who welcome boundaries and those who accept them, who listen to them. Someone say, I'm glad you have a separate opinion. It makes me a better person. This person is called wise or righteous. The second type hates limits. Now, when I told my associate no, he respected, because I was about to block him. Block? At the time, I'm trying to go to, look, I want to get my wealth. Do you know even the transformation of the digital thing is about to occur? Look, God can put money in your account, they can never find it, okay? I don't know how God gonna do it. Maybe give you a multi-million-dollar idea, but it's gonna be done ethically. It's gonna be done in a way that when you do prosper, because God said, I wish you prosper even as your soul prosper, but you ain't gotta worry about looking on over your shoulder. So do everything in ethics. So let me go with this, and I'm about to end. God said, whom you fear, that's who you serve. Now, like I mentioned, this is fear is stealing, lying, and breaking the law. It's the SouSou is a Ponzi scheme. It's dishonest gain. Micah 2:1-3 said, woe to those who plan iniquity, to those who plot evil on their beds. They defraud people of their homes. They rob them of their inheritance. Now, will you think I'm going to wait on God all these years and then go do some SouSou or some flower or some moon? I don't care what you call it. A family and friends? No, see, I had enough of the family, friends, of church. And I'm not against church now, because you got to get your head in that in that Bible. And Proverbs 4:14-17 says, do not set foot in the path of the wicked or walk in the way of the evildoers. Avoid it. Do not travel on it. Turn from it. I'm telling you, Christians, turn from it. And it's coming from you women that's retired. Them that got some Social Security. Them that got some retirement. Run from it. And this is another thing too. The Bible says this. And this is for the government. And then for those who come in with the ideas, Proverbs 22:16-17 says, one who oppressed the poor to increase his wealth. So that's for those that bringing these ideas. And one who gives the gifts to the rich, and those in Congress and those that up there that have not given out these checks. And this is the end of July, and all of a sudden you close people's refrigerators, you close people's means of survival for 3 weeks, and then this is what is this, July 28th? And y'all still talking about a second stimulus, but you America the Great. And don't get me wrong, I love America. But you know what? People don't like when you talk righteous. They don't like it when you talk truth. But see, they expose themselves. Remember, every time Jesus showed up, them pigs ran. Them spirits ran, them demons ran and got into the pigs, and the pigs fell off. Well, see, every time you show up, and people be saying, oh, you just started stuff. No, I didn't. I just showed up, and God exposed it. God is about exposing stuff. See, the church was already exposed. See, that's why I don't even talk about the church. See, because it's the word of God you got to get in. You got to know God for yourself. You got to pray and fast and seek the Lord. You got to get in this. What does His word say about your destiny? What does the word say about SouSou? What did the word say about fear? Because He say all the fearful is going to hell. He didn't say the adulterers. He said the fearful and the liars. So when you cheat and talk about some SouSou, you're going to SouSou right to hell. You're going to SouSou, because I got angry when I thought about it. And then to do it at a time when people are very vulnerable. What do I look like? I'm a mature adult. What do I look like? I'm a senior citizen. What do I look like going to ask another senior citizen and ask somebody on got their retirement, husband may be dead, and every time I couldn't even do it. But see, people don't care. They're about that money. That's their God. They don't care if the government be knocking on your door, because that's what the devil coming after you. So everything you done, everything you waited on, you got tired. Don't get tired. That's my words to you, and I'm done. And don't forget to look at my channel. I got Dr. Cecily, and I just want to thank all my YouTube community for watching my channels. And I hope that you leave here not in fear, Because he said he's going to make us the head and not the tail. He said that kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Yes, we may be in Revelation, but the end ain't done yet because he hasn't fulfilled that. You think he ain't coming again. He came one time and he's in us now. So he's coming for the righteous to rule. The earth has to reflect heaven. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And then the rapture. And then all the craziness. But we got to rule and reign, people of God. I love you. Hope you enjoyed my channel. Please push like and make a comment, because this is something that does something with the arithmetic, something. Anyway, with the data, the analytics. So it does something with the data. So please make a comment if you like mine. And anything you want me to discuss, please do that. But thank you again, Dr. Cecily. See you next time and stay safe.